Hello, everyone. Welcome to lesson 2 for math. Today is Tuesday, March 24th, and we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting fractions. I have a sample star test question for us to look at. To remember, we did review this before, and we have talked about adding fractions and subtracting fractions with like denominators. So let's read the question first that I have. Landon made waffles for his family. 4/7 of the waffles were blueberry. 1/7 of the waffles were chocolate chip. The rest of the waffles did not have blueberries or chocolate chips. What fraction of the waffles did not have blueberries or chocolate chips? So what we will do is we are going to look at some models here. I'm going to use a pictorial model. And we are going to look at, let's open this up. We are going to look at using a drawing to refer to our question. So this might be a little tough to do. Let's close that and we'll come back. Actually, we may be able to switch. Or not. Okay, so let's save and close this for now. Let's go back to the page with the problem because of course we have to refer back to the problem and read it again because we never read a problem just once. So what is our important information here? Landon made waffles for his family, but we have different kinds of waffles, don't we? We have some blueberry waffles. Let's see if I can find a highlighter here. Okay. So we have some blueberry waffles. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, we have some blueberry waffles. We have some chocolate chip waffles. And then we have some waffles that did not have blueberries or chocolate chips. So we have to look at this and let's look at a model. So what is our whole? Well, I look at my denominator, remember to see, so my denominator is 7. That means my whole has to have a denominator of 7. So we have 7/7 as the whole. So let me go in here and let's edit this and let's make sure we know that our whole that we're looking at is 7/7. So let's go back to our text here. My computer's running a little slow. Bear with me. Okay, so my whole is, there we go. Okay, my whole, well, we know that if we want a fraction for a whole, we need to make sure that the denominator and the numerator are the same. So if my denominator is 7, that means that my numerator must be 7 as well. So our whole is 7/7. So this is broken up into 7 parts. So let's see what that looks like. I think it might take me a long time to try and draw the lines. We're all learning here. So let's go back. I think we're going to avoid drawing the lines. If you want to draw them at home, you can. So 7/7 is our whole here. I'm going to show you by layering the picture how we're going to figure out the answer to this. So we have 4/7 of the waffles. Let's see if I can move this a little bit. 4/7, not cooperating here. 4/7 of the waffles are blueberry. So let's see. I have a model here. And I think what I'm going to do is add a text box down here. And we're going to see, well, we know that 4/7 are blueberry waffles. Okay, 4/7 are blueberry waffles. And we have 1/7 of our waffles that are chocolate chip. So we have 1/7 of our waffles are chocolate chip. Okay, so we have our blueberry waffles, we have our chocolate chip waffles, and then we don't know how many are not blueberry and are not chocolate chip. But if we have 1/7, oops, I forgot to write that in front of chocolate chip. So we have 1/7 of our waffles are chocolate chip and 4/7 of our waffles are blueberry. So if you add 4/7 plus 1/7, let's get another text box here. If we add together, and you can be writing this at home with me, 4/7 plus, oops, plus 1/7 equals, well, 4/7 plus 1/7. When we add fractions, we must remember that the denominator stays the same, and we just add the numerators. So if we add 4 plus 1, that's 5, and we keep the denominator the same, which is 7. So 5/7 is the total amount of waffles that are blueberry and chocolate chip. So if we put these together, we get 5/7. So let's do that, okay? So that's 5/7. Let's move this, see if I can move this text box up here to go with this. Okay, so then if we have 5/7 of this whole, 5/7 of this whole, well, let's put 4/7 in. I can move this right on top. And 1/7 is 5/7. Let's make this look a little tighter here. Okay, so we have 4/7 plus 1/7, and I think we can write on these boxes, yes, 4/7 plus 1/7, which equals, that looks a little funny, let's try and pull that up a little. Okay, 4/7 plus 1/7 is 5/7, but you know what? We have 2 left, it looks like, 2/7 left. So the question is, if we go back to the question, let's save our work and go back. And all I did to do this, to do a drawing, if you want to do this at home, is I went to File and, actually not File, I went to Insert a Drawing and then a new drawing. And then I was able to get this and draw myself. So if you want to do that at home, you can. So what fraction of the waffles did not have any blueberries or chocolate chips? Well, if we know 5/7 of the waffles did have blueberries and did have chocolate chips, then what do we have left? Well, if our whole is 7/7, let's get another text box here. Oh my goodness, okay. If our whole is 7/7 and we subtract 5/7, which is our amount of waffles with blueberries or chocolate chips, then we should get our answer. So if we go in here and make a text box, and we are going to, what we're going to do is take our whole, which is 7/7, and subtract 5/7, and that would give us 2/7. There we go. It finally let me come in here and draw a text box. Okay, that's technology. Sometimes it is slow, boys and girls. Okay, so 7/7. Technical difficulties. Okay, so 7/7 minus 5/7 equals, and we have, again, when we're subtracting or adding fractions with the same denominator, we take the numerator and we use the operation. So 7 minus 5 is 2, and we keep the denominator the same. So our answer would be 2/7. So if we go back to our question, what fraction of the waffles were neither blueberry nor chocolate chip, we would be able to answer that question now. Okay, just shrink this a little bit. We can answer our question now. Okay, so 2/7 of the waffles were not blueberry or chocolate chip. So that is a problem from an old START test. And I use that to illustrate to you how to add and subtract fractions with like denominators. So I will have more out there for you. So make sure you are in Prodigy, practicing these two skills, practicing comparing fractions, practicing adding and subtracting fractions. There is a lot for you on there for the next week, and then there will be new material next week. So make sure you are on Prodigy as well, checking my Google Classroom for math, both math and science. And I may add some Nearpod lessons for science as well. I've been hearing that some parents it's difficult for them to get into Think Central, so I may be updating that. So make sure you are watching both Google Classrooms and emailing me with any questions or commenting on Google Classroom. Have a good afternoon. Bye.